look, this banking scandal, Nigel Farage has, we'll have a listen to this little clip of him. He's launched a website to stand up for people who've been debanked. Turns out not just him, and not because he didn't have enough money in his Coutts account. We know this. It's already cost the job of the chief executive of Coutts Dame Alison Rose. He's now opened a website to actually, deal with what they think now is tens of thousands of people who've either been prevented from getting an account or had their accounts closed, often without any explanation. Let's hear what he had to say in a little video he put online yesterday.
I think what's emerging is a major national scandal. You can't live without a bank account in the 21st century. So what I want to do on a completely non-political, non-partisan way is to stand up for all of those who have been debanked, all of those who've had their accounts frozen, all of those who've been treated unfairly and wrongly by our banks. And that's why right now we are launching this website.
Well, that's what Nigel Farage had to say. Lord Vaizey, Eddie Vaizey, you were one of those who had your credit card taken away. You were threatened with having your bank account taken away as well.
Yeah, that's right, as was my mother. My son couldn't get a bank account. I mean, these rules are ridiculous, and the banks, of course, impose them in a blanket fashion. They can't be bothered to do the discretionary work that's needed. Every case should be treated individually. That's what the regulations say. That was because
you were politically exposed, this PEP thing?
Yeah, exactly. So anyone involved in politics, whether it's a local councillor, an MP or a peer, senior police officers, senior military, senior civil servants. I mean, it's a pretty wide-ranging group of people, and their families all get penalised by these regulations because the banks impose them in a computer says no, algorithmic way without any human intervention, and it's a real scandal.
It is a real scandal. I mean, it's absolutely outrageous that we took Nigel Farage losing his account for us to find out. We saw Alison Rose, the chief exec of the bank. She had to fall on her sword. She committed gross misconduct, in my view. It was very clear. You know, she's admitted that she did pass on information and lied to the BBC about Nigel Farage's account being closed and why it was closed. I mean, if she was a teller on the bank and she did the same thing, she'd be sacked for gross misconduct. A, should she get any payout? Millions, we're told, she could be looking for. And B, should the board who backed her, including Howard Davies, the chair of the board, former chair of the Financial Conduct Authority, should they also be out of a job, given that they backed someone who they knew had done what she had done?
Well, I certainly don't think that Alison Rose should get a payout for leaving her job, and I agree with you. Any other employee of NatWest who'd behaved in that way would have been summarily dismissed without any compensation. I think the board is a more complicated situation because NatWest has been reeling from this scandal, a scandal of entirely their own making. But whether you benefit the bank, and we own 40% of this bank, by chucking out the board as well. But I certainly think the board should be reflecting on their positions and be thinking about succession planning once they get a new chief executive in place, which is what NatWest urgently needs.
OK, thank you very much indeed. Really appreciate you joining us.